And the other interesting thing as well is obviously, I've seen it to the other extreme. I've seen a fish get nicked in the bottom lip, and I've seen it carry on feeding. Now, people have said in the past when they've seen it from a tree, God, they're really clever on this lake. I've seen the fish on the spot, we've hooked it, and it's trying to think of a way to get out of it. Well, when you're underwater and you're watching them, that fish doesn't actually know it's been hooked. It's got a tiny little nick in its lip, and you can see the bait wafting in and out, and it's still feeding. But when it goes to move away, obviously it tightens up onto the lead, shakes its head, goes absolutely mad.
Yeah. Well, I 3 times in my life I've had fish where they've picked up 2 hook baits.
Yeah.
My hook baits as well.
Wow.
I had one on Cape Storm Hall where I was fishing in the winter. I had 2 rod limit, and they were at least 10 feet apart. And you're waiting for the end of the day there because there's no night fishing.
Yeah.
The fish will just have a little feed just before it gets dark if you're lucky, you know, where you're just waiting for that last good spell.
Yeah.
And I got a drop back on one rod and a run on the other. And my mate grabbed the drop back, and it was the same fish, and it had 2 single orange hook baits hanging out of either side of its mouth.
Wow.
And they were 10 feet apart. So been sat there all day, done nothing. So that thing had actually picked up one and then moved over and picked up the other one and gave a drop back and a run. But like you say, that must have been hooked.
It was hooked, wasn't it?
Because there was a 1.5 ounce lead limit on there.
Yeah, there you go, you see,
So
with the light lead.
It picked up the light lead and moved and not panicked. It must have. Yeah, I've had that on Lac de Day where I had a fish that got caught in the only stump in a bay.
Yeah.
And it was tethered. So catching a lot of big fish. So I thought, well, I'll put it back in the rest and see if it comes out. So I put it on the rest. And all the time I could see line ticking off, but it wasn't going fast enough to you know, clear itself. I had another rod about 20 feet away, and I was getting bleeps on the rods, and I got a take on the rod that was nearest it, but it was still a good way off, and 2 24mm baits. So I was playing that, and it felt like it was snagged. So I said to my mate, cut the line on the snag rod. It must have caught that somehow. Yeah. So he cut the line on that. Then it all freed up. So I played the fish out, and it had 2 6-ounce leads and 2 24mm baits. So I think it carried on feeding even though it was semi-tethered.
Yeah.